Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Miniart. It is modded in 1/35 scale and it is part of World War II military miniature series. So as you can see it copies railway gondola 16.5 18 tons. But this kit is also interesting because it combines several models together. So as you can see, kit contains railway gondola, railway track, 5 figures, 8 fuel drams, P parts, 4 decals options, and also, of course, all these kits can be combined in order to get this scene which is depicted on the box art. So this is a commercial sample. It means you'll get exactly the same kit if you order it from any good model shop. For example, Modelimex should have them for sure. And now we are going to open it and check what is hidden inside. So first of all, box size is typical for those railway kits from Miniart. Here you can see comparison with my hand. And just give me a second, I will try to increase the shutter speed so that you can see the smooth movement. Now it should be better. Okay, so we lift this top cover, because here on the sides we have some really typical information. The only interesting thing is this side, because here we have all 4 marking options which are included into this kit. Inside we have all plastic sprues packed into the same plastic bag, and on the bottom we have assembly manual, but we will check it a bit later. First I would like to start with plastic parts. So here they are. They're packed into the sealed plastic bag, so we will have to use scissors in order to open it. Just give me a second to cut through, and we will take a closer look at what is included here. Okay. So amount of sprues look really impressive in my opinion, because it's just a railway gondola and figurines, but still there are a lot of frames included. First of all, we have this small decals sheet. Here we have all necessary symbols for 4 marking options, as you remember. So some of those might be replicated with white paint and thin brush, but it will be up to you if you would like to copy them this way or you would like to use decals. Decals, by the way, are printed in decograph, so printing quality is more or less fine. Next we have first gray plastic sprue. This one is obviously dedicated to gondola parts, so let's zoom out. Now you should be able to see it. So molding quality is quite nice. We have thin attachment points, and as you can see, all those panels will have to be combined together in order to get a final result. We also, as far as I can see, we also have some railway parts here, but we'll have to check assembly manual. Now let's do the zoom mode. Okay, so that was the first plastic sprue. Next we have plastic bag. By the way, this plastic sprue which we just saw here is another one, so we can say there are 2 of this type. Then we have this small envelope with P parts inside. Just give me a second to remove them. Surprisingly, this is not a big P thread. As you can see, it is really small. Here we have unpainted P parts. This will be handy for the railway wagon, and I think their application won't be difficult. And the whole procedure is standard for P parts, so I guess you won't be surprised with this. Next we have 4 identical plastic frames those are dedicated to the railway section, which will be used to display this wagon. I will show you only one because we have the absolutely similar set of parts here. So let's zoom in and do the zoom mode with those parts. It's really cool to see the railway section included out of the box. You won't have to get any aftermarket sets, but it might require some careful assembly, because you saw that some parts should be aligned properly in order to get the right fitment. Then here we have the plastic sprue for figurine parts. Parts division is typical for this scale, so we have separate legs, we have separate hands, we have separate torso, and also heads, which are also molded separately with heads, so it will be easier to paint those. Nevertheless, let's zoom in and do the zoom mode, because there are a lot of interesting things to see. Surprisingly, there are even too few drums fit in this frame, but I think there will be also separate sprues with few drums. Then here we have several sprues of the same type. There are 4 of them. They copy parts for railway tracks as far as I can see, so let's zoom in. Of course, we won't be doing the zoom section for this frame. It is quite tiny and you can see what is included, but molding quality is really nice. Just be sure not to break those brackets, because otherwise it will be a bit difficult to fix them. Next we have let's say road wheels for this railway wagon. They come on 4 identical plastic sprues, so I will show you only one because there is no point to show them each one by one. So here you can see these parts. We have also leaf spring shock absorbers. And from the other side you can see that road wheel looks quite fine. We have attachment points on the edges, so be careful in order to get to preserve this perfect circle on the part. Next we have also wheels for the older version. Here it is. So again for plastic sprues. Just give me a second. And here you can see this part in detail. Let's flip it over. Here it is from the other side. Okay. Next we have again 4 plastic sprues. Those ones I guess will have to do with suspension parts of the railway wagon, so I will show you only one once again. Maybe they are more suitable for the railway tracks, because as you can see we have some pins here. I will have to check the assembly manual because it's not understandable now, but each part is placed on 6 attachment points, so you have to cut them all before separating part for the assembly. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, 6 plastic sprues with parts for fuel drums. Here you can see them. Again, the same parts on the sprues, so I will show you only one. Just give me a second. I will zoom in once again. Now you should be able to see it. So here we have fuel drums. They should be glued out of several parts. Here you can see that inside we have guiding pins, so it should be more or less an easy process to assemble these fuel drums. Next we have suspension parts for the railway wagon. Again, 4 plastic sprues, and just give me a second, I will show you only one, of course. Here it is. So here we have various suspension and external detailing elements for the wagon, and here you can see it from the other side. We have guiding elements here, so it will be easier to align these parts together, and I really don't think that it will be difficult to glue those together in a proper way. Then we have this plastic sprue. Those are 2-piece package, you can see, so I will show you only one. Here we have this large frame, which will be used, I guess, for the main entrance, and this thin part is a quite interesting and tricky element, so be ready to work with it, because it might be easy to break it, and then you have to fix it somehow. Here we have more parts for the fuel drums. As you can see, 3 plastic sprues. So again, quite interesting feature is that we have some pre-molded writings on those top and bottom parts. We also have this special pump which is installed on the fuel drum, so it will be up to you if you use it, but molding quality is still great and on the same level as the previous parts we saw in this video review. Then here we have 2 plastic frames of the same type, so let's zoom out. And what do we have here is parts for railway section. As you can see, they're nicely molded, so it should be, let's say, no problems whatsoever with those parts. Here you can see more of the railway parts. There are 2 sprues of this type. Next we have absolutely identical plastic sprues. Those are the last ones. As you can see, they carry the same set of parts once again. Here we have the main parts for the railway wagon. We have also this large bar for the main frame. And I guess it should be combined, all this stuff should be combined together, so be careful with alignment of those large panels, because you might get some, let's say, problematic spots if you align something in the wrong way. Okay, and next we have assembly manual. So assembly manual is printed in form of large brochure. Here you can see it. Let's zoom out. So here we have short list of the features, no parts count anymore. And inside we have 4 marking options. You can see them here. Next is a parts map. And then assembly process starts with railway tracks, I guess. No, it's a suspension part for this wagon. And note that for Russian gauge you have to buy separate railway track set. There are 2 versions of the wheels, as you remember. Here we assemble the suspension parts, main frame, we install the floor panels. Next we continue with suspension parts here, and note that there are several options once again. For different wheels you use different suspension configurations. Next we assemble the top side. Here you can see that it will be open from the top. And as far as I can see, P parts will be replicating the locking system on this wagon. Here we assemble the railway track and we put the wagon on this railway track, obviously. Note that you have to source a metal chain because it's not included into this kit, so be ready for this. Here we assemble the fuel drums, and we have also the fuel drums paint chart. and also marking guide, obviously. Then we continue with figurines. As you can see, figurines have, let's say, predefined positions. So you will be able to copy exactly this scene which is depicted on the box art. And assembly manual is combined together with marking guide, so you can see it here on this picture. Here you can see some other sets from railway series from the same manufacturer. Some of them were reviewed on our YouTube channel, so you can find them easily just by typing in, for example, Soviet Railway flatbed, and you will see this kit in our video review. Overall, this is a quite interesting combo kit from Miniart in 1/35 scale, and it will be useful for interesting diorama. So if you would like to build something different from tanks and other stuff which we are used to see in 1/35 scale, this might be an interesting choice, let's say. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!